There's a device that I've been using called a Whoop.
Hello and welcome back to IGOW6. I'm your host, Dan Sugano, aka Skittles, and in this video we're going to be covering IGOW6 Preseason Challenge number 3, that's the CustomFPV Powerloops. The Powerloop is one of the foundational maneuvers of FPV freestyle, in such that it acts like a building block in a pilot's skill set upon which they can build and learn many more tricks with similar motions. However, for this challenge, we're going to be focusing on the standard Powerloop. So before we jump into the goals for the challenge, I want to introduce the concept of a celebration roll for the new players. You will see this phrase on many of the challenge goals this season, including all 3 of the goals from this specific challenge. The idea developed as a way to require pilots to demonstrate control at the end of their video clip and not quickly cut to hide a bumper crash. Of course, by now it should be very obvious that the IGOW preseason is optional and there are no penalties. But if you forget a celebration roll during a regular season challenge, that will result in you getting a letter. So always double check and make sure you fully understand the challenge and that you have completed all the elements properly in your video submission. Okay, so now let's go over the 3 goals for IGOW6 Preseason Challenge number 3, CustomFPV Powerloops. So goal 1 is to perform a standard power loop on any over-under obstacle and then perform a celebration roll. So if you're new to IGOW, when you're performing your power loop, you must first fly under the obstacle and then loop back upside down and over the top of that obstacle, and then complete the loop by flying back under the obstacle a second time. And only once you've flown under or through the obstacle again that second time have you completed your power loop. And then you can move on to the celebration roll. Goal 2 is to perform back-to-back self power loops. So a power loop through your legs and over your head, and then a celebration roll. I just want to toss in a quick pro tip when power looping yourself that I've learned from experience. You want to start your loop flying forward and go through your legs, and then loop up over your back and back over yourself to the front and back through your legs again. This is because if you do happen to come up short and hit yourself, they'll be in your back or the back of your head rather than in your face. Note, this is for whoops only.
IGOW6 does not condone flying open prop drones through your legs. Just don't do it. Bad idea.
If you're flying larger unducted drones, then you can replace yourself with an IGOW-sized gate or gap that's on the ground. Moving on to goal 3, that is to perform back-to-back power loops again and then a celebration roll, but this time you have to have an IGOW-sized gate or gap at the top of your loops. So you're going to fly under that gate and then flip upside down and backwards in your looping motion and pass through the gate at the top of your loop. Repeat that motion again, and then fly under the gate a 3rd time to complete the 2nd loop, perform a celebration roll, and you've completed goal number 3. Of course, the maximum size gate or gap is the IGOW max of 28 inches or 71 centimeters, and for this challenge, the gate can be set at any height above the ground. All right, so that wraps up the goals. Now we're gonna move on to the points of focus. And the main point of focus for this challenge is that you perform all your loops with something we refer to in IGOW as constant loop motion. This is often abbreviated as CLM. So in FPV freestyle, there are several tricks that have a looping or circular type path. And in IGOW, we have a requirement called constant loop motion that governs these tricks. And it's just like it sounds. It's just that you need to be moving in constant motion of the loop while performing these tricks. The main idea is that you just never stop completely, like catch yourself and then line up before completing the loop. If you ever fully catch, come back, and then go forward, that's definitely going to be a violation of constant loop motion, and you got to redo your loop. The next point of focus is for goals 2 and 3 when you're performing multiple loops back to back. When doing this, the second loop must be done immediately after the first loop, meaning that the end of loop number 1 is the start of loop number 2, and you're not allowed to fly around to set up before the second loop. The final point of focus is that you complete and fly away cleanly from all of your loops and then perform a celebration roll after completing each of the 3 goals for this challenge. All right, pilots, that's everything you need to know to attempt IGOW6 Preseason Challenge number 3, the Custom FPV Powerloops. Now, before we get into the trick tutorial, I wanted to talk about this challenge's title sponsor, CustomFPV. CustomFPV, aka Noah Fitzer, is a standout member of the FPV community. He contributes his time and efforts for the benefits of pilots all around the world in many ways. His designs have helped tons of pilots efficiently pack and store their whoops with his fleet boxes. He's the lead organizer of the micro drone race at the National Museum of the United States Air Force, and he has inspired others with his clutch performances on the biggest stages in whoop racing. And on top of all that, Custom also works full-time at 533, and he facilitated the communication for the 533 sponsorship as well. I'm privileged to have Noah as a sponsor of IGOW6 and as one of my good friends. So I thought it would be cool to have the title sponsor of a challenge also help with the trick tutorial. So I asked Custom to assist, and now that I think of it, I haven't heard back from him in a week or more. So let me call him up and see if he's gonna help out. He doesn't seem to be picking up. That's weird. Maybe Nightwing knows where he is. Hey, Peter.
Hey, Dan.
So, have you heard from Noah recently?
No, I haven't, now that you mention it.
So, last week I had asked him to make a decision about...
You did what? Dan, you know how he gets. Remember when he tried
my
to
God.
change his gimbal tension at Whooptopia a couple years ago? That almost broke him.
Oh my God, yeah, I remember. That's my bad.
Yeah, it is. He's going to be on the fence for months trying to make another decision.
Anyway, since Custom is indisposed, do you think you can help me out with the power loop tutorial for IGOW6?
No problem. I got you. What's going on? This is Nightwing, and welcome to IGOW6. This preseason challenge, we are going to be learning how to do power loops. And here we go. We have our little example drone. So, the basics of a power loop, imagine there's an obstacle right here, and you're going to fly underneath the obstacle. You're going to pitch back and increase throttle to climb all the way over the obstacle. Complete the flip while you're going upside down, and then fly back underneath the obstacle and exit through the obstacle in the same direction that you started.
So when you're going to do a basic open air power loop, you want to find a nice spot. I like to have a spot that there's kind of like a street. I think is decent, except for if you crash, it's going to be a little bit harder of an impact. But finding a line or something that you can like fly straight up and down is a really good way to make sure that you're not drifting too far left or too far right. So once you find a good spot that you're going to go for the power loop, you're going to fly forward and then slowly increase the throttle. As you increase the throttle, you're going to pitch backwards on the right stick until you're upside down and flying backwards. And then keep pitching backwards until you see the ground and slowly catch yourself by re-engaging the throttle, and then you have completed a power loop. If you're going to be doing this maneuver with a whoop or a smaller drone that's more affected by the wind, make sure that you do this so that the wind is going to be blowing backwards, kind of blowing you over your obstacle that you're going to power loop. What else should I say?
That's good. Now go into how you would do it on an obstacle.
Okay.
Can you do like a tree? Is there enough room for that?
Yeah, we can power loop this tree. So when you're going to power loop an obstacle, the most important thing is to make sure that you actually get all the way over the obstacle. So it's okay to go to the moon at first when you're first practicing this, and then as you get better and figure out like how tall the obstacle is, whoops, that wasn't enough, you can add more or add less throttle to get over it. But when you're going to be power looping an obstacle, you want to start by flying under it and then punching up and then doing the same maneuver, just pitching back slightly so until you are flying upside down backwards. And then once you see that you've come over the obstacle, you're going to continue pitching backwards until you catch yourself. So right now the wind is blowing me a little bit to the left, so I kind of have to roll a little to the right to counter it. Yeah, so that's why if you have the opportunity, you want to be going with the wind. So it would be better to kind of power loop it this way at this angle. When you're pulling out of the power loop, it's super easy to just jam the throttle again to try and catch yourself to make sure you don't hit the ground. And then you're gonna hit some prop wash potentially, or just it's gonna not look super smooth. So a great way to keep that like exit smooth is to continue that, keep the pitch going at the same pace. So however fast you're flipping the drone in your power loop, that's what you want to try and maintain when you're pulling out of the power loop as well. And then when you're coming close to the ground again is when you really want to engage the throttle, but really engage it slowly. You don't want to just jab the throttle again, because that'll make it look all jerky. And you really want to just slowly engage the throttle. And when you're watching my hands, you'll notice that I'm not like hitting full throttle to catch this drone. You don't really ever need to hit full throttle unless you got like a really tight gap that you're pulling through. But yeah, I'm only hitting like about half throttle on the catch here. And then you just kind of got to trust your line and ride it out.
So no simulator tutorial from Nightwing, but we do have a bunch of sweet freestyle.
This is the unkillable drone. The only way that I would kill it is if I lose it.
This clip here demonstrates a very important lesson that many pilots have learned the hard way.
Say that before your last battery.
This is my last battery, and you should never say last battery. But I'm calling it right now, because I know that this drone
It's unkillable.
is the unkillable drone. Oh. Okay, we're a little crooked now. Should I try flying the rest of the pack like this? Fuck it. Oh, no, that is... Oh, reset the board. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on, come back to me, baby. Come on. Come on. There we go. Uh-oh. That is an unhappy drone. I think I killed the unkillable drone, dude, on the last pack. Because I said everything, dude. Said everything you shouldn't.
All right, IGOWers, those are the custom FPV Powerloops. Good luck and happy whooping.